big-time battles with those guys. They're a physical football team. They take a lot of pride in that. We know that, and we're excited for the challenge.
Have you already started diving into the guys, going through film with Minnesota yet?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's been happening now for about a week. So we're pretty much in the heart of the game plan and the personnel and the matchups and all that type of stuff.
It's basically like a Monday for you guys, given that what you would see normally for a Saturday. What is the impression that you guys are trying to put onto these guys about the preparation for Minnesota? Just a few days from getting on the road and getting over there, how are you telling them to prepare?
Well, I think you prepare to win, and if you prepare to win, then you should expect to win when you go out there. And that's to me the challenge in college football is getting your guys to be able to buy in and put the time and the energy and the effort into getting ready and really scouting their opponent, first schematically and then from a personnel standpoint. So for us, we're challenging them to utilize the technology that we have, the study tips that we give them, the scouting reports that we give them, all the tools that our GAs and admins spend countless hours making. We really want to challenge them and make sure that they're putting that time in, and they will. They're doing a good job of that.
Ryan Nall sort of likened it to a patient aggression, where you sort of wait for it and you let the game come to you, and yet you still got to get after it. What is that like going into a season opener when adrenaline's high? These guys sometimes lose sleep before that first game because they're so excited.
Well, I think from an offensive standpoint, you kind of have to act medium all the time anyways, whether it's the first game, the 12th game, the conference championship game. You never want to be too high, you never want to be too low. But I do think there's a natural kind of altitude climb, if you will, as far as your energy and your excitement. And I think for the kids right now, it's going from the grind of camp, right? Just getting up and fighting through just the rigors of the day. And now, I think they're starting to see, hey, this is real now, right? Now we're not going up against the guy I've been working out next to all summer and running next to and all that type of stuff. I get to kind of showcase my skills and my talents and challenge myself against somebody else. To me, that's exciting. I think that's what our kids are starting to do right now.
Are you pretty happy with how they're getting ready for game week? Are they sort of at the place you want them to be? Are they ahead? Are they a little behind as you guys prepare for Minnesota?
Well, I think we're a little bit ahead from a normal. You mentioned it's Monday practice. This would not be what we would do on a normal Monday, but you always get that the first game of the year. You get a couple bonus preparation days. Coach A does a great job with that for us. So we're into the heart of this thing, already.
Ryan was sort of describing Minnesota as a typical Big Ten kind of defense where they like to get after you, sort of the 4-3. But how would you break them down? How would you sort of describe them, I guess, schematically?
Well, I think they're interested in stopping the run. They're physical. I'm impressed with their D linemen. I know some of those guys. Based on our experience a couple of years ago with them, some of those guys are still there, and they're good. They're big. They're physical. Everything Ryan said to me, I agree with. I think they're typical Big Ten, want to smash mouth and challenge you physically and mentally as much as they can, and that's what I see. And like I said earlier, we got a lot of respect for them, and it's going to be a very big and challenging task for us, and something that we're looking forward to.
Anything else?
Yeah, sorry if you already asked this, but do you like kind of like the cohesion of the offensive line at this point, going into Minnesota?
Yeah, I think we're still building that. We've had some injuries that have kept guys out, and so really this week we've kind of challenged them, to make sure that those 5 guys are playing together all the time. I think that's something that you lose a lot of time in spring ball and fall camp. As coaches, we try different lineups, different combinations of guys to try to find the best 5 guys, right? You always want to play with the best 5. But now we're at the point where we've targeted those guys. We know who those guys are. And now it's about learning how the guy next to you plays, right? What does he need? What does he like? How does this combination feel? Those type of things to me are so unique for the offensive line. You know, I would liken it to wide receiver, quarterback. You know, their timing and where they like things. That takes time, and so right now that's really the phase that we're in with the O-line. But I like where they're at. I like their cohesion, and I think they're a tight-knit group, which you have to be at that position. And so we're real pleased with where they're at.
And how's Yanni doing, you know, directing the offensive line from that center position?
I think he's doing great. Yeah, I think he's doing great. You know, considering you know, the amount of experience that he has, I think he's playing you know, beyond his experience level right now. So we're pleased with that. You know, now the challenge for him is to be able to go in there and do it when the lights are on and when live bullets are coming.
Let's go.